Would you put a 2-year-old in charge of your life? Let them tell you what to do or say, what to eat, how to do your job, how to spend your money? Well, of course not. That would be crazy, right? But actually, that's what's happening every single day of your life. Here are some signs that the 2-year-old is running things. You do or say things that go against your own best interests. Or you struggle to do the things that you know are best or healthiest for you. You work really hard and you do all the right things, but your efforts rarely pay off. Or you see negative patterns cropping up in your relationships, how you express yourself in the world, how you achieve your goals, or in your physical or mental health. So who is this pesky 2-year-old that's making life so difficult? Well, it's not some random toddler. It's your sense of self, which was put into place by the time you were 2.5 years old. Back then, your brain was a sponge, and what it absorbed was how people around you felt about being themselves. Your little developing brain took all of that feeling and turned it into how you feel about being yourself. From the negative moments you experienced back then, your brain stored the feeling that there's something wrong with you, being just the way that you are. So this learned distress became an important part of your sense of self, which stores how you feel about being human, how you fit well with your surroundings, and how you survive on the planet. Your sense of self also became the automatic generating force behind all of your moments and situations. So your negative situations now are really just a replay of the negative feelings you stored and absorbed early in life. There are lots of ways that people work on these negative patterns that learned distress generates. Meditation, hypnosis, therapy, changing their thinking. But people always say the same thing when they come to me. Sara, no matter what I've tried, I still feel like there's something wrong with me and I just can't get past it. So the reason that they haven't been able to get past that is because they haven't yet accessed their storage bank of learned distress. To do that, you have to get your rational thinking brain entirely out of the way. The only way I know of to do that is to work with your brain during sleep. You can actually permanently remove layers of learned distress while you sleep because that's when your brain is most open to change. When you do, your natural well-being, which is the core of who you are, becomes the automatic generating force behind more and more moments and situations. So the times that used to feel so difficult start to feel easier and better. Let me give you a couple of examples of this. One of my clients was practically flunking out of college due to ADHD and anxiety. He would study really hard for a test, and then he would walk into the test and completely blank out, forget everything he had studied. When we started to address the underlying learned distress, he got an A on his first test, and he made the dean's list the next semester. What was most touching to me was he said, I always thought I was dumb, and now I know I'm not. Another client of mine was struggling to balance work and family and taking care of himself, which so many of us have to. He was leaving on a business trip. He had already gotten out the door, and he turned around, went back home, and took a nap instead. He said he had never even considered it an option to take care of himself before taking care of business. And he was really shocked when even his colleagues from work said, you made the right decision. Everything worked out perfectly. You didn't need to be here for this one, and we're glad that you took care of yourself. So this 2-year-old inside of you is always going to generate your life. You can't change that. But when the 2-year-old is using well-being instead of learned distress, it changes everything. It allows your uniqueness and creativity to become the driving force behind more and more of your life. So if it's felt lately like the 2-year-old is playing with a sledgehammer or a chainsaw, what I want you to know is that you have a way to hand them building blocks or a coloring book instead. And when you do, life gets so much better, and you get to actually enjoy being yourself exactly as you are.